All right, this is number 9. It was the probability one. This is all the probabilities that happen for bag A, which is up here. It has 2 red balls and 3 yellow balls, but we're going to look at bag B, and we're going to try to do these with bag B as well. So what I like to do with these sometimes is label. So bag B has 4 red and it has 2 yellow. So I know for sure it has a total of 6 in it. So if and we're going to the way I read this is we're going to pick a ball out of this bag, and then we're going to pick another ball out of this bag. So if I want the probability that I have 2 red balls from bag B, the chance that the first ball is red is 4 out of 6, because there are 4 red ones out of 6. And the probability that the second one is red, now there are only 3 red balls left, and there's only 5 total in that bag. So that would be 12 over 30. And that would reduce down to 2/5, I believe. If I wanted to probability getting 2 yellow, it would be very similar. It would be 2 out of 6 would be the first opportunity. And then the second draw, there's only 1 yellow left out of 5. So that came out to be 2 over 30. And that is 1/15. And then the tricky one is 1 red and 1 yellow. Now, this can happen in 2 different ways. I could end up with a red and then a yellow, but I could have also chosen a yellow and then a red. So that's supposed to be intersection. So this could happen 2 different ways, and so I have to figure out this one, which is the probability of my first ball being red would be 4 out of 6. And then the second ball being yellow would be 2 out of 5, because I have 2 yellow balls in there, but only 5 total. So that would give me 8 out of 30. And down here, well, what if the first time I drew one, it was yellow? Well, that would be a 2 out of 6 chance, because there's 2 out of 6. And then the next one being red would be 4. But again, there's only 5. So that equals 8 out of 30 as well. If I'm not mistaken. And if you were to then, or means I can add those together, so I would have 16 30ths chance of having 1 red and 1 yellow, which reduces to 8 out of 15. So we have our 3 answers. This is the answer 2 red, this is the answer 2 yellow, and this is the answer for 1 yellow and 1 red, because it could happen 2 different ways. All right, part B and C of this problem ask me to calculate the probability, first off, I'm flipping, or I'm rolling a die first, and if it rolls a 1 or a 6, then I'm going to choose out of bag A. So I'm going to immediately start this. That means I have a 2 out of 6 shot of using bag A, and it also means that the chance of using bag B is 4 out of 6. Because then those are the other 4 numbers. So I'm kind of creating a tree diagram here. And then I already know the answer of getting 2 reds here, because it was given to me. It's right above this. That probability was 1/10, I believe. So I can write 1/10 right here, kind of trying to use colors. And B, I just calculated that. That was part A. 2 reds from using bag B had a probability of, I believe that was the one that was 2/5, I believe. And the reason I'm using those is this says you roll the die and then 2 balls are drawn from the selected bag. Calculate the probability that 2 red balls are selected. So I don't care about the other stems. I don't care about 2 yellow or 1 of each, or 2 yellow or 1 of each. I only care about this outcome based on this scenario. So I can do a couple of things. One, what I did is I changed this to a third, because I like to reduce my fractions, and I changed this to 2/3. And so this outcome right here is what's the chance that you pick bag A is 1 out of 3, and then once you've chosen bag A, what's the chance you get 2 red? That's 1 out of 10. So I multiply along my branches, and I get 1 out of 30. And the chance of getting bag B are 2 out of 3, and 2 out of 5 chance of getting 2 red once I get to bag B, and that equals 4 out of 15. And so the chance of choosing 2 red is the sum of those 2 things, which is 1 over 30 plus I'm going to get a common denominator of 30, which means that this becomes 8 over 30. So that equals 9 out of 30. So the chance of getting 2 reds in this situation is 9 out of 30, which reduces to 3/10. And then if I want to come down here, and I'm giving you right here that 2 balls are obtained. This is your formula for conditional probability. So I already know that I've have 2 red balls. That's this. This is the probability of getting 2 red balls in this scenario. That's my denominator, 3 out of 10, right down there. This is my given or my condition. It always goes in the bottom. Knowing that I have 2 balls, red balls selected, what's the probability that I had rolled a 1 or a 6? Well, that's just this situation right here. That's just that situation right there. That's the probability of having 2 red balls and rolling a 1 or a 6. So that is my numerator. So if I put that in my numerator, 1 out of 30. And actually what I would do, and what I think I did, is I went back and I used this down here. And that reason I did that is once I realized what was going to happen with my denominators, these 30s will cancel, boom, boom, and so my answer is 1/9. If you kept it and as the reduced, you'd have 130 divided by 3/10, which becomes times 10 over 30, because you change to multiplication, you flip it, which is 10 over 90, which reduces to 1/9 anyway. So this is the answer to part C.